Guys, welcome to another urban legend video. Tom here, and today we're going to be discussing an urban legend that is tied to Indrid Cold or the Smiling Man. So feel free to kick back, relax, and enjoy the video. Also, if you're a fan of this type of content, feel free to click that like and subscribe down below, as that could really help out the channel as we're closing in on 340 subscribers. So Indrid Cold is tied to several aliases. His full name is Indrid Cold, but he also goes by the Smiling Man, the Dancing Man, and the Grinning Man. He originates from creepypasta and American folklore, and is a stalker among other things. He also appears to possess the powers of great speed, omniscience, stamina, stealth, time travel, and possibly disaster inducement. He appears to have hobbies that include looking up at the sky, dancing, chasing others, stalking, and communicating with humans. His goals, from what is stated, appear to include capturing his victims and bringing them to their untimely doom, communicating with Earth's inhabitants, and warning others of disaster. He is also noted with the crimes of stalking and attempted kidnapping, and is considered an enigmatic stalker. He is a human-like cryptid which appears to have some relation to Mothman, though there is no confirmation of this speculation. In reports, he appears to be a very tall man who wears an old suit, who is said to have very small beady eyes which are wide open, and a weirdly wide and long smile. Some suggest that he is missing pieces of his face to include his ears and his nose. However, other people claim that he looked completely normal to them physically. Some reports state that his suit is either blue or green in color, and it is believed that he's possibly a ghost or an alien. And he's also been compared to the Joker and SCP-106 due to his creepy smile, insanity, and his hobby of stalking. For this portion of the video, we're going to talk about his personality and his origins, kind of where this legend started from, and what kind of personality he tends to perpetrate onto others. The personality of Indrid differs from report to report, with some people saying that he appears as a non-malevolent alien who means no harm and presumably helps them to be safe by warning them of future disasters, while others have experienced that he is a creepy and possibly paranormal stalker, but nothing more. Both cases state that he appears to not mean harm to anyone, but when a creepypasta of him appeared, that is when he was painted in a completely different light. Some descriptions started out with a creepy, clearly insane person that behaves very erratically, as well as dancing around randomly, staring at the sky. In this version, he is a full-on stalker and pursues the author for no apparent reason. It is possible that this description is matching an entity that, although appears to share some qualities with Indrid, could be a completely separate entity. Now, through history, there have been several reports that involve Indrid or the Smiling Man, and the first reported sighting appears from October of 1966. It appears to be at the Elizabeths, New Jersey, when two young boys were spending time together, and they noticed a very tall human-like being behind the fence. Both of them were brave and approached him, trying to get a better look at the man, and started to feel fear when they realized that the gentleman had a very weird smile on his face. The man reportedly stared at them through the fence, and the boys proceeded to run away, remembering features later on, such as his small beady eyes, though they couldn't really appear to remember many other features other than the really big, creepy smile. month later, in November of 1966, another person reported a similar experience, and it was a salesman who was driving home when he saw some weird lightning in front of him. There was some sort of lamp-looking spacecraft, he described, that landed in front of him, and the door opened up as a gentleman exited the craft, approaching the salesman. It was reported that he was able to communicate telepathically, telling the salesman his name was Indrid Cold. He proceeded to tell him that he was an alien from a distant planet that meant no harm to him, but would see him soon before entering his spacecraft and disappearing. When it was reported to police, they shared no interest, though other news outlets started to pick up the story, which led to other people coming forward with their experiences with Indrid Cold, and the salesman even claimed to have been taken to Indrid's home planet for 6 months. Now, there's also a family sighting reported with some paranormal experiences. Some of the experiences they claim point towards Indrid Cold, with the daughter of the family being woken up one night, seeing a tall, grinning man walking around her bed and standing in front of her. When she screamed out of fear and went under her covers, it is claimed that he simply disappeared, which lines to the belief that he is just a ghostly apparition. Though later on there was an American investigator, John Keel, who was doing some investigations into the Mothman, which caused him to receive phone calls at that point from a man claiming to be Indrid Cold. John Keel remembers having one final conversation in which Indrid Cold insisted that he needed to leave prior to a terrible disaster happening. Now, what's interesting to note here is that John Keel was in Point Pleasant investigating the Mothman, and he had left, and this is where the belief that Indrid Cold is related to Mothman, because when he left, this Silver Bridge collapse where 46 people died that was tied to the sighting of Mothman had happened. Now, there's a Reddit post tied to this gentleman where he inevitably got his nickname and was titled the Smiling Man by Blue Title. The author explained that they live in an American city and would go for long walks in the middle of the night. They had been doing this for 4 years with no problems. However, one day while out for one of their walks, they noticed a man doing a strange dance in front of them. There was belief that the man was just drunk and presented no real danger. He proceeded towards the author, making them feel uncomfortable because the whole time he was avoiding eye contact, staring straight up to the night sky. He also proceeded to smile wide open, almost like a cartoon character. The author would attempt to escape by crossing the street, only for the man to cross the street as well, and resulted in the man charging the author, who proceeded to run as well as get away. After this encounter, the author proceeded to have nightmares, which he had never had before, causing him to remember the event. And that Reddit post believes it might be a different entity than Indrid Cold, because he exhibited a different behavior where it seemed like he had ill intentions, whereas in the other descriptions and encounters, Indrid Cold didn't really mean harm. It was more he was warning people of what was to happen. But that's going to do it today, guys, for this video. Remember, if you are a fan of this content and this style of content, feel free to click that like and subscribe down below, as that would really help out the channel. Also, on another note, I do have some links that will be in the description down below. That's going to be for those of you that would like to have other avenues to support this channel. However, that will not be required. And as always, enjoy life, take it a day at a time, and I'll catch y'all next time.